So we have a quick update from the CFA Institute with regards to the change in eligibility criteria. So first of all, if you're a graduate already in any discipline, it does not have to be in commerce or finance, any bachelor's degree if you have completed, it could be a 4-year degree from different countries, it could be a 3-year degree in India. Of course, if you're in engineering college and you have a 4-year degree, 4-year degree is completed, then you do not need to do the lecture further. You simply register for the exam and you do not need to watch the remaining lecture. Second, if you are a working professional and you have work-ex of more than 4 years and that work experience includes internships, it includes articleship, etc. if it is paid, and according to you and based on certain regulations we'll see on the institute website, if you have actually done proper professional work, in that case you can register for the exam and you can ignore the remaining lecture. The work experience does not have to be in finance. It could be in a science background, arts background, whatever profession be it, it's absolutely fine. So any work experience, provided it is a paid work experience, including your family business, etc., is counted as work experience. So if you have more than 4 years of work experience, you do not have to attend the remaining lecture. You are eligible, you register for the exams and you can start. The third, obviously, if you are a graduate already, you don't have to bother about whether you have a work-ex or not. It is immaterial. The work experience part is going to matter. After the 3 levels of CFA is cleared, then you need to submit 4 years of, 3 years now I think they've changed it to 3 years of work experience in the finance related field. So it could be portfolio, it could be equity, it could be anything related to finance. The charter details we'll discuss later. That is to get the charter. And that does not have to be like an articleship or an internship or something. Any job that you're doing, and even if you did that job before your level 3, during your CFA or even before CFA, that does, and if it is a qualifying work experience, it works. Here we are not discussing the charter details. So you have 3 levels of CFA, you provide some letter of recommendation from your bosses, teachers, etc. and you submit your work experience detail and you get the charter. We are not discussing about that work experience here. We are talking about when you want to start preparing for CFA level 1 and register for the CFA level 1 exam, what is the eligibility? If you are a graduate in any discipline, 3 years or 4 years across, you can register, start studying for level 1, 2, 3, etc. and study and take the exam. If you have work experience of more than 4 years, including family business, internships, etc., it is fine. You can start preparing and take the exam. If you have, if say for example, you took a break from college, let's say, you did 2 years of college and you are not a graduate and you have done 2 more years of work-ex, you can register over here. If the combined education and work experience is more than 4 years, you can register. So you don't have to wait for the entire 4 years of work-ex to register for the exam. But you cannot say that I have gone to college for 2 years and in these 2 years I have done work experience and therefore I qualify for my registration over here. That is wrong. You can have a 1 year of education and 3 years of work-ex. Now what happens is they do not call it 4 years, but they say 4,000 hours. Each education year is considered to be 1,000 hours. Say for example, if I can state that I have studied for let's say 1.5 years, I'll consider that as 1,500 hours. Ideally 2.5 years should be used for 2,500 hours of work-ex. It is possible that you might have covered 2,500 hours in let's say 1.5 year time frame. Even then you will be qualified to take the exam. So say for example, if I'm studying, I'm working let's say 10 hours a day for 6 days a week, 60 hours for 52 weeks, I'm doing 3,000 hours of work in 1 year itself. It is possible to get 2,500 hours in less than 2 years time frame or less than 2.5 years time frame. But that the institute might ask you for details about your working hours, etc. Maybe a letter from your manager and all, so you'll have to be prepared for that. We'll see more in detail, but it cannot be a parallel 1.5 years of education and the same time of experience. It cannot be, it has to be sequential. So this is the other condition in which you can register for the exam and start preparing for level 1. The next is if you are not qualifying in either of the 3 situations and you are an undergraduate, your graduation is going on. So let's discuss that bit. If your graduation is going on, we are going to be calculating your graduation month. In a very simple manner, let me tell you first and then I'll explain the exact details. Suppose you have a 3 years BCom degree or a bachelor's degree or a BSc degree or a BA in economics or something. If you have a 3-year bachelor's degree, you can take level 1 in the second or the third year. You can register in the first year, take the exam in second or third year, register for level 2 in the second or the third year, but take the level 2 exam only after I'm a graduate. And if you're not a graduate, then you must be qualifying the other 2 conditions. You have to take level 2 exam, right? So either, and if you have a 4-year graduation course, in that case, you can register for level 1 in the first or second year, it doesn't matter, but you can take level 1 exam only in the third or the fourth year. So you can take level 1 exam in 2 years before graduation. The question is with regards to the exam date. It is not with respect to registration, because you should be allowed to register earlier so as to avail the early bird fees for the institute. So the question or the deadlines are not with respect to the registration date. The exam date is which is regulated. So in the 2 years before graduation, you can take level 1 exam, you can register even before that, and level 2 you can take after graduation date, but you can register for level 2 before the graduation date as well. So if you're graduating, let's say in the month of June, you can take level 2 in August, if there is an August window for level 2. Any month after June, you can take level 2 exam. So basically, just to get into more details, so this is your graduation month. Now, how do you define graduation month? Whatever is the month printed on your graduation certificate is going to be considered graduation month. Normally, from what I've seen is July or June is considered as your graduation month. Suppose June is my graduation month. Now, if nothing is printed on your graduation certificate or even your 6th semester or the 8th semester, whichever is your final semester mark sheet, in that case, the exam month can be considered as a graduation month, your final exam month, right? So if I have nothing printed on the exam sheet, so May is my final exam, let's say, so May will be considered my graduation month. But if your month is printed on the graduation sheet, in that case, that particular month is going to be considered as graduation month. If my graduation month is, say, for example, June, then the entire year before that and July before that. So the entire year, so if it's, say, for example, June 2023 is your graduation date. So June 2022, July 2021. So from July 21 to June 23, you can register. Or let's say, for example, you're in the first year right now. You can register right now for level 1. You can take the level 1 exam within 23 months before your graduation month. So if you're graduating, let's say in 2025 or let's say 2026, 25 later. So if you're graduating in the June 2025, your level 1 has to be July 23 to June 25, 23 months before the graduation month. So if you're graduating in the month of June 2025, so from July 2023, you can take level 1 exam. Your level 1 exam can be in July 2023 as well. But the registration of level 1 can be before July 23 also. So if I'll just put down an example, if my graduation month is June 2025, 23 months before is going to be July 2023. So in July 2023, there is no exam term, so we'll have to choose August. So July or August or September, whatever, I can take level 1 exam. I can register for level 1 exam before July 2023 as well. I can take level 1 exam any window at any time frame over here. And I can register for level 2 once I pass level 1 exam over here. Any time frame over here, I can register for level 2 exams. But level 2 exam has to fall after the graduation month. So June 25, after that, it's going to be August 25 where you can register for, where you can take the level 2 exam. Registration can be done before that, any time frame. There is no rule regulation regarding the registration of the exam. The dates, the rules are with respect to the exam date, right? The institute can ask for details in terms of your mark sheet or something. 99.99% cases they'll not be asking. You are not supposed to be falsifying any information, because even say, for example, you falsified information, you took the exams, you've cleared part level 3, even then your exam could be revoked if the institute gets to know you have falsified. So please do not get into that. Obviously, for engineering students who have a 4-year worth of graduation, for them this will be 3rd year, 4th year, you can take level 1 exam, and after 4th year you can take your level 2. You can register before that. For 3-year bachelor students, you can register in the first year, take the exam in second, third year, and take your level 2 immediately after your third year. Something that I would like to inform you over here is, my advice would be not to keep more than 1 year gap between level 1 and level 2. Not to keep less than obviously 6 months, but ideally, since you have the flexibility, to keep a gap of 9 months between level 1 and level 2, because level 1 exam takes place, results are out, then you start preparing seriously for level 2, and then you take the exam. So essentially, you will be left with about 7 months or so for preparation, but not more than 1 year. So maximum 15 months, because even if it is 15 months, then you'll take a couple of months to get the results, etc., enroll, register, start studying, get in the flow. So you'll have a 1 year. So if you're a working professional, or if you have a very hectic life in terms of your bachelor's, you're doing part-time job, internships, etc., you can keep a longer duration then, because that's up to you, according to what other exams and plans you have, you can manage and shift. And now we also have the flexibility of 4 exam windows for level 1 exams, so you can plan accordingly. Make sure you utilize the early bird fee. That is one. Try to keep the gap minimum 9 months, maximum 15 months between the exam. 12 months is good, 9 months is also good, depending on what your schedule is in terms of working professional, student, etc. But not too long a gap. Do not be in too much of a haste to register for level 1 exam, take the exam level 1 here and level 3 here with a 2-year gap in between. It will not make sense. Unless you have a lot of exams planned in between, or you want to do an internship based on level 1 understanding and knowledge and work on that, because obviously in a bachelor's situation, you may not have that much knowledge in order to start working. That is a different case. But doing absolutely nothing, and it becomes a little bit of a challenge. And you can always refer to the when to register for the exam lecture to understand the time frame required to register to prepare for the exam. That you can check. And yeah, I think more or less this is it. We'll just go to the institute's website once and check if there's something else we have missed. So of course, you have to pass the CFA level 1 exam, qualify your work experience part, which is in the charter detail, submit reference letters and become a charter holder. What are the enrollment requirements? Let's quickly go through it. One is you have your bachelor's degree, case closed. You're an undergraduate student. Your level 1 exam has to be in 23 months before the graduation month. And for level 2-3, you'll have to obviously be a graduate. Or you can have 4,000 hours of work experience and education. It has to be sequential. It cannot be overlapping. I've already told you, internships, articleships, etc. are accepted if it's paid and if it's actually full-time. It does not have to be finance related. 1 year of education is assumed to be 1,000 hours, but 3,000 hours of work ex does not have to be 3 years. It can be 2 years, 2.5 years. You'll have to prove it. The roles could be absolutely anything non-finance related as well. That is not a problem. You need to obviously have an international passport to register for the exam as well. I have unfortunately faced students who have expired passports on the exam day and they did not bother about getting the renewal done, and they were not allowed to take the exam. Make sure you have a valid passport on the date of registration and on the date of exam. If the passport is renewed between that date, please make sure that you update your passport number on the institute website. If there is even a single comma mistake or a full stop or a abbreviation of middle name, instead of Kumar you have a K dot on your passport and Kumar on your institute website, you will not be allowed to take the exam. Even if you take the exam, you might get a letter from the institute that your exam is revoked because of identification policy violation. Do not make a mistake with valid passport, passport number, your name on the exam site, on the institute's website, as well as on the passport. And make sure you verify that when you get your admit card. Admit card details you will get when you take the exam. Obviously, the exams are taking place in English, and you meet the professional conduct criteria. I've seen students carelessly marking that whether you've been convicted by a court of law. Yes, carelessly marking. They've not been convicted for anything, but still they'll mark yes. So please make sure that the professional conduct form is properly done. And there could be certain countries which are banned. I did not even find the list on names of those countries. So you can check if your countries are, you don't need to check actually. Doesn't matter. Most of the countries are there, and you'll select your test center. You'll be able to find what are the test centers available. And obviously you can take the different levels in different countries and different cities. Anyways, this is comfortable with the eligibility part. Hope this helps.